True Crimers, partners in crime. This is True Crime Friday, and this is a bonus edition, late night bonus edition. Please excuse my appearance. I feel horrible. I think I'm coming down with something. But this could not wait. It just could not wait. We are talking about the case of Sebastian Rogers again. And I just heard something that I had to come on here. It's mind-blowing. So I need to start off by saying, as always, that this is just my opinion for entertainment purposes only. My thoughts, my opinion, my speculation. Not a fact. Please form your own opinions. All right, so now we have to get into this. So I was just listening to CP on a panel. I don't know the date. I don't even know whose panel it was. So there's that. But it was definitely CP. And they were talking about Sebastian's phone. And they were talking about how he had these lockdowns with the phone. CP would lock down Sebastian's phone when he got into trouble. Does anyone, if you've been following the case, first of all, see like what's wrong with saying that? Besides the fact that it was locked down. Do you remember very early on we were told he had zero internet access? Zero. None at their house. Maybe sus, but at their house, at CP and KP's house, no internet access. Now we're finding out over a year later that CP would lock down his phone as punishment. We're also finding out that Sebastian liked YouTube. He liked to Google things. Search things up. He liked to learn things and watch how-to things. So obviously he loved YouTube. And as a matter of fact, I just heard that it's rumored that he was even Googling how to deal with bullies. I mean, it literally broke my heart and I was tearing up. In my opinion, and I'm getting this opinion not by anyone else saying anything, but by listening to CP myself for the past over a year. In all the things that he has said, in my opinion, and no one will sway it, CP was the biggest bully in Sebastian's life. So, I'm hearing about these lockdowns. He starts talking about these lockdowns, and he was just, I guess, asked how long before he went missing was his most recent lockdown of his phone. CP couldn't answer that fully, like he didn't remember the exact date. But he started explaining that not only was Sebastian upset about that lockdown, so was Seth and KP. Like, they didn't want the phone locked down. And it was Seth and KP against Chris. And they were asking him, like, how long is this going to be? And then I guess CP said, well, have Sebastian come talk to me. And Sebastian did. And he said, don't make me, I'm going to give it back, but don't make me regret doing it. And he gave it back. And then shortly after that, KP asked Sebastian to do something and Sebastian didn't do it. So CP was so quick in his word, like, no, that's it. You don't get this privilege. It was like it's something he knew Sebastian loved. So he could not wait to rip that away from him again. Okay, that all being said, my biggest problem with this entire thing is this is a step parent. KP and Seth are the biological parents of this child. Why are they asking CP when he can have his phone back? Why are they like mutually going up against CP and CP's words to get their son's privilege of a phone back? There's no one in this entire world that could take my child, if I wanted my child to have their phone or anything. Like, nobody's going to have that kind of control over my child. And if they wanted to, And they were like that controlling with my child, that person would not be in my child's life. Period. And I like, I give a little bit of slack to Seth because it wasn't his household. But man, he really was that controlling, that they were all against him, but yet he still had the control. That was the dynamics of that family. And that was the dynamics of what poor Sebastian lived in. And when I tell you, now we have heard that he did these lockdowns of his phone, and it didn't sound like it would take much. It was almost like it sounded like he was just waiting for Sebastian to mess up so he could take that privilege away, because he knew how much Sebastian liked it. And from the sounds of it, it sounded like kind of like an outlet for Sebastian. So how sad is that, to be ripped away? He had to give up his cats for CP, his snake for CP. He had, if you've been watching this case, you definitely heard CP brag about throwing bagging up in a trash bag all Sebastian's toys and throwing them away as a punishment for not clean. And he was giving us parental advice. Like, he had the key to solve parenting, that he was going to help us all with the best parental advice he could by throwing our children's toys away. So he did that. The lockdown of the phone, like what? Oh, and we've got the belt. Oh yeah, we've got that. Disciplining a autistic child that is yours. I'm disgusted. And I tend to wonder, like, if I were Sebastian, I'd want out of that house so fast. I even remember they were asking KP why she was taking a picture of Sebastian at that night at the Texas Roadhouse. And she said she was taking the picture to show CP that Sebastian ate all his food. And I tend to believe it. Like, even when they're not there, the mother and son are having this moment, KP is still controlling the situation. When did he get all that control? Probably right away. I don't know. Anyway, this is getting way longer than I planned it being, but I had to vent. I had to come on. I am feeling terrible. I'm about to go take a test for you know what. I don't think that's what it is, but better safe than sorry. I feel horrible. Anyway, I had to come on and share that, and I need to know your thoughts. I need to know if you heard this yourself, and if not, anyway, I need to know what you're thinking. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? I don't, in all these cases and all the craziness that I have heard and not been happy about it, or, been pretty disgusted, this beats it all. It really shows what poor Sebastian was enduring. Heartbreaking. So anyway, please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and I will definitely see you in the next one.